Recording is on, and we shall start the session now. So let me share my screen. So we are bigdatahandson.com. We are operating from Chennai, and also we are going to start a branch in Trichy as well. So this is the last session. You already know that this would be the final session on machine learning, deep learning. This is the part 6 session. So you can see that at, in our videos, or if you want to see the older videos, then you can go to meetup videos, and you can see almost all five parts: part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So part 1 is here actually. So part 1 is this, part 2 is this, part 3 is this, part 4 is this, and part 5 is this. So all these part 5 is over. So now we are going to go with the last part, that is the part 6, which is CNN inside deep learning and the convolutional neural networks. So our Indumati ma'am, the technical architect, the data scientist, would also join the call in the later session, that is by 7:15. She would be joining. Whatever doubts you have in machine learning, deep learning, or data science, please come forward. So we would clear right away. There is no going back or forth, no. So don't think that this is just a free session and we will just take the basics. No, whatever doubts you have, please get cleared. So this would be the final session on machine learning, deep learning. Then we would continue in Tamil. So that would be discussed later. And also, no, like you can also WhatsApp to our number 978-988-424, 9566-182384, and also you can mail us as well. I'll I guess now we shall start the session. And Irfan,
Yes, I will share my screen.
now you can take control.
So today we are going to see convolutional neural network. Basically, convolutional neural. Why we need the convolutional neural network? If you have an image, input image, we need to label the image. Like we have a image of cat or dog. We need to classify these things, a cat or dog. If a new image will give you that image, which class belongs to, cat or dog. For classifying human, that is very easy. For human, the classifying things, that is very easy. But for training our computer to predict whether the image is belongs to cat or dog, or else happy face or sad face, that is very uh, complex in computer. Okay, for that they introduced convolutional neural network. Why we need is because we can use ANN, but if you have an image, let's say 64 by 64 or 100 by 100, that pixels is like 10,000 pixels, 100 into 100. So we have 10,000 pixels in an image. So all this 10,000 pixels will become a feature of the ANN. So 10,000 inputs for the ANN, it's not good. Okay, so yesterday we do, 11 features we give. So that is okay, 11 features, okay. But in image we have 10,000 features will give it to the ANN. The computational power is very high. So that's why they introduced a convolutional neural network. So what it will do, it will shrink our image as much as possible. So after shrinking our image, it will give to the ANN, and it will do some process, the ANN process. And for this, we will use convolutional neural network. So convolutional neural network as follows these steps. These last two steps are the ANN, which yesterday we are seeing. So these steps are the convolutional steps. Actually, what it's doing, it's just extracting the important features from the image, input image, and the first layer is convolutional layer, and from this convolutional neural, again it will compressing the image, that is max pooling layer. This one set of layer, okay, one set of convolution and max pooling, we can have two or three, that depends on your data. So here we have two layers, so one like convolution, two set of layers, convolution layer and max pooling layer, and another one, another convolutional layer and max pooling layer. So basically what the convolutional layer does, so in we have let's say we have an image, black and white image. In black and white image we have 2 by 2 matrix, that is 4 pixels. So we have 4 pixels, 2 by 2 matrix. If you have 64 by 64 image, so we have each and every pixel here. So black and white only, if the pixel are black or white, that will denote here. But in color image we will be having 3 channels, if you see here. So RGB, red, green and blue. So each and every channel and each and every pixel has a range like 0 to 255. So this channel is becomes 2 by 2 by 3. That means 2 by 2 matrix, 3 channels. Okay. And convolutional steps as follows. So this is 4 steps. So first step is convolutional. It will like it will compress that image, and after that max pooling and flattening, and the last one is full connection. Full connection is nothing but our ANN. The last we will do that ANN part. So these 3 part we need to do first. So we will see the convolutional first. So let me open this Excel. In convolutional, what it will do, it will like we say, let's say we have an image of smiley face. It will convert that into digital one. If you see here, this we have like digital one. So wherever like we have eyes, nose and mouth, that will put one here. So we can see here one, and we can see smile here. So these features we need to extract from the image. So this is the important features of this image. Okay, for this we will do convolutional neural network. So here what it does, like let me scroll up. So stride, sorry, this is pooling. The first we will see convolutional. So here stride one is nothing but it will take first the 3 by 3 matrix. This 3 by 3 matrix will multiply by the, this is nothing but the feature extractor. We will use some 3 by 3 matrix of feature extractor. This is not like it's not a it's a temporary one. We can choose randomly, it will choose the 3 by 3 matrix. Using this matrix we will multiply by the each and every matrix, and we will get the value. As you can see here, that's a calculation over here. So this is a calculation. This will multiply each and every like it will multiply this 0 by 0, and it will add, and again it will multiply by 0 into 0. So like this it is multiplying each and every cells. And after this, sorry, Okay, uh, like it will goes on the first 3 by 3 matrix, and after that stride 1 means uh, it will move on to the one column, so it is moving one column. Like that it will do for all images, so every pixels it will do. So till end, after this convolutional, you will get a compressed image. So here is our compressed image. So this image will send it to the pooling layer. Okay, now in here if you see, we have the uh, important features in it. Okay, we have 4 to all the important features only we are extracted from this input image. Okay, now we have the next layer, that is max pooling. So this is the convolutional neural network what we discussed about, and now it is pooling. So here we have a 3 smiley face here. So that is a, this is perfect smile, this is handwritten, and it's a tilt one. So for human, it will understand, so we will understand easily this is smile face. But for computer it needs to be, we need to tell that it is a smiley face, that is very important. So for that we are using max pooling. So pooling layer basically, usually we use max pooling. So it's another building block of CNN. It's reduced the dimensionality. So like I said before, it compress one more time. So after this convolutional, it will compress one more time, and after that we will get a small matrix. Okay, and this is the CNN pooling layer. First we have an input image. After this convolutional layer, we are extracted the important features, and these important features will send it to the pooling layer. Again it will compress the, and it contains the important features as well. Okay, let me open this again. So I just closed. This is our convolutional image. After this convolutional we will get this image. So this our the last one we got this image. So this image will given to the pooling layer. So we have that image in here. So in pooling layer it will do stride 2. Stride 2 means it will move 2 by 2 two columns after two columns. So it will take 2 by 2 matrix, or we can use 3 by 3 also. So in here we are using 2 by 2. What it will do, max pooling, basically max pooling here. In the 2 by 2 it will take the max value. So here the max value is 1, so it is taking the max value, and it will move the two columns, and here it will again it will get the 2 by 2 matrix. And here what is the max value, that is 1, so it is taking the 1 here. So like it will do for all this all this 2 by 2 matrix, and after this we will get a max pooled image here. So this also contains the important features again. So so now this image are very compressed image. So this image will flatten and send it to the ANN. So now the third step is flattening. Flattening is nothing but the we have a 3 by 3 matrix. This 3 by 3 matrix will straighten. So that is the flattening. So after straightening this will be the input of our ANN. Okay, that is input layer. You can see here. So it will become the input layer of the ANN. After this, we will follow the ANN as we discussed yesterday. So these are our features, input features, and this is a hidden layer. And after this, we will get the output as this happy or sad. This is what we are doing in convolutional neural network. Okay, let me explain one more time. So first, it will take the important features from the image. The convolutional neural network will take compress the image, and it will take the important features, and after that it will send it to the pooling layer, and it also compress one more time. So it is taking the max value of each and every matrix, that is 2 by 2 matrix, and it will send it to the flattening. Flattening will convert the 3 by 3 matrix into straight a single array, and it will the flattened array, the input will become the input of our ANN model, and here is the ANN. So it will predict whether that is happy or sad. This is the process of ANN. Okay, any doubts from this?
Hi, Irfan.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. This is Franz here.
Yes,
From that Excel sheet.
I will open that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Um,
So we got
from-
this Excel
yeah.
file.
This is the final result, right? Or the final one. What is it? After the
The
pooling.
last one
Yeah, last part.
after pooling. Okay.
Yes. There is a different values, right? 1, 2, 4, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. By looking
This is
this
our
matrix.
uh,
Yeah. By looking
yeah.
this matrix,
Yeah.
can I understand that wherever the high value is there is the more important features?
Not I values. It can be any values.
No, no.
One, two.
I'm saying that among these values, 4 is more, bigger than right.
Yes, yes.
Can I understand that these are the most important features? 4
Features. Yes,
and 2,
yes. This is the
like
most
that.
important features
Okay.
in the given image. So
Image.
this is a convolutional image.
Okay.
So the convolutional image also, it will extract the features from the input image.
Okay. Basically, we are reducing the dimensionality.
Yes, yes. So if you see here, we have like 7, I think, uh, is 7 by 7 matrix.
Okay.
So 7 by 7 will become 49 inputs. If that is 7 by 7 image, but in reality we have like let's say 128 by 128 or 256 by 256. The pixel of will large, no. So
The
we will
value.
just compressing and just reducing the dimensional, and also we are getting the important features from it.
Okay.
And after getting these features, we have some like in this we have 3 by 3, that is nine inputs. So this 9 inputs will become the input of our ANN. So the ANN do that work yesterday we saw na. So we have a hidden layer, and we will do that activation function and optimizer, and we will calculate the loss.
Okay.
All this we will do in ANN part. Okay.
But flattening is there, right? Last one,
Yeah,
CNN.
flattening.
Yes.
Here.
Flattening happen once. Only in the before the output layer, right?
Yes, yes. So
Not
what
for
it
all the.
what it is doing, we have 3 by 3 matrix. So in that 3 by 3 matrix, we are straightening it like 1 1 0 1 1 0 4 2 1 1 1 0 2 1. So we
No,
are straightening it, and this straightened array will goes to the ANN.
my doubt is we are going to apply for all the layers for pooling and convolution and everything.
No, I didn't understand that.
We are going to apply
Uh,
this pooling and convolution for every hidden layers.
Not every hidden layer. First we will convert that every images. Okay, every images we will do that convolutional and pooling layer. After that it will send it to ANN. It will do the job. That is why the CNN is very much slow. According it is using you can use GPU or CPU. If you use CPU, I am using CPU. That is very slow in my machine. It took me half an hour. Or if you have more than 8,000, it will took a day to train the model. So why is because it is just every images it is doing the convolutional and pooling layer. After that it is doing the ANN. For that is why it is very slow.
Okay. So only that 9 features, that planet, I mean, that last 9, this flattening only we are going to apply as an input for
Yes,
CNN.
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, for this example I'm going to take the corona example. Here we have a I will show you that we have the X-rays of normal and corona patients. I have built a model to predict whether the person has a corona or not using that X-ray. So we have this pre-process. In this pre-process, I have two folders: train and test. Using the train, I will build the model. I have built the model here. So using the train data, I have built the model, and using the test data I've predicted that. So let me tell you this one. So let me show you this first. So one by one we will see. So these are like sequential. Yesterday we used now. So this is the sequential of ANN. So we are just creating our classifier, and in this classifier first we are adding the convolutional 2D. It's nothing but our convolutional layer, the first layer. Sorry, this the first layer. So this first layer we are giving to this, so convolutional 2D. And this is 32 is nothing but the feature extractor, how many feature extractor we want. And this is the matrix, like dimensional of feature extractor. Here if you see here convolutional, we are using 3 by 3 feature extractor here. So this is the feature extractor. We are using 3 by 3 feature extractor. And the input shape is nothing but our shape, image shape. I'm using 128 128 because I have an idea for using the 256, but that is very slow here. So that's why I'm used to 128 128. And it's nothing but a 3D image, that's color image, 3 channel. And the activation I'm using the Relo. So after this convolutional layer, we are doing the max pooling here. Okay, in this max pooling I'm using the 2 by 2 matrix. So you can see here, so we are using 2 by 2 matrix. So we are just taking the 2 by 2 matrix and taking the max value of each and every matrix. So that's why I did. A dropout is nothing but like to avoid the uh, overfitting, I'm just dropout here. And I'm just adding two set of convolutional max pooling layer. So that is one set, and this is the second set. This is also the same one. And after this we are just flattening it. So classifier that flatten, it will just straighten the uh, output of this max pooling. And we have the ANN part. In that ANN we will add the dense, the first hidden layer. It has 256 is because in this we have image, we can have 256 or more than one. So we don't know that now. So that's why I've used 256. It's not too low or too high, just middle. I've used 256. And the output layer, that is unit 1, and I have used the activation as sigmoid. So it will give me like a in the range of 0 and 1. So after that we are compiling the classifier. I'm using a optimizer as the Adam. And loss binary cross entropy is because we have a binary outcome. So and just accuracy metrics as accuracy. And these are the nothing but we are just taking the training and testing data from the directories. So here from this, so we are just taking test data and training data from the directory. So in this what is the use of data generator, image data generator is we can uh, convert the size of image. So it's because every image will not have the same size, no. So in our model we are using 128 by 128. So we are just converting the input image also 128 by 128. And we have class mode as binary, and we have training set, and we have test set. So using this training set, we will fit our classifier to the training set and steps per epoch 125. And epochs we will see that yesterday, no. So 10 epoch will go on. So we have like 10 epochs. for for one epoch we have 125 iterations. And after that we are just saving our model. Is because every time you no need to run this all this code. It's because you can see here for one epoch it is taken 260 seconds. For me I have put it 10 epochs. And after this we are saving the model. Here you can see that this is our model. Using this model we are predicting. So we are just load model. So this used for loading the existing model. We are just saved here. I'm just importing the model as the load model. And COVID-19. So these are the stuff of image processing, image pre-processing here. So we just converting the color into BGR to RGB, and resize the image as 128 by 128. And after that using the matplotlib we are just showing that image. So this is how the image is look like. And using our model we are just predicting the image, the input image. It is give me 0 or 1. So this is a normal patient x-ray. Let me use the corona patient x-ray. Using I am just taking this from test data, not from the train. If you take the train data, always it will give you good accuracy because that is built on the training model, no. So let me take from the test data. So in that corona, we know that is corona x-ray, but uh, the computer needs to predict it. So let me copy this path. Randomly I'm selecting the file, and I'm just putting the path here. And if I run this, it will give you the, it will show you the x-ray, and this is predicted as corona. If I take the normal patient, let me select this one. So this is a normal patient X-ray and it's predicted also normal. Okay. Any doubts here? Any doubts from the model building?
One,
Yes.
uh, the first line, classifier add convolution 2D.
Yes.
What is the 32?
32 is the feature extractor. How many feature extractor you want? In this Excel,
Hmm.
if you see this, how many extractor we are using? 1, 2,
Oh,
3. So that's a count of feature extractor.
oh, number of times we are going to apply that filters.
Yes, yes.
No, it's decide automatically, right? For example, if this image is 10 by 10 now,
Yes.
if I'm going to apply for 4 cross 4, I mean 3 cross 3,
Yes.
okay. I understood. How many times we are going to apply?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay.
We can also select how many times you need to apply this and take that selected features. It's not like it will automatically choose.
Okay. Yeah, I wrongly understood. Okay.
We can select this. The first year I'm just selecting 32 and after that I'm selecting 64. So this
Okay.
you can select that.
The 32 is how many times we are going to apply the filter on it?
Yes.
Conversions. And
Yes,
3
yes.
plus 3 is the stride value, right? That
That's the feature extractor size.
yeah,
So here that is 3 by 3 size here, and input shape is the size of our image.
we are reshaping it. Okay. After flattening, there are two things. One is for activation value. Okay. The final activation is sigmoid.
Final sigmoid.
The final activation is sigmoid means it's a output layer, right?
Yes, output layer. So that's why we are using one,
One. Okay. One layer.
only one output will come.
This batch size also same as that. This batch size 32.
Yes, it is taking the 32 images per batch.
Okay.
Batch size 32. So we have in that in that folder we have more images here. So it is just taking that image batch wise.
Okay.
So
32 to 32.
in training, so we have all these images. What is we doing? So batch size means 32 with 32 times it will take that like if you have image like 100, and in that 100 divided by 32 it will take that image, and it will resize whatever we are doing. It will do that.
Okay.
You can manually do that, but I'm just using that automatically. It will do for you. We can do that automatic sorry manually using that library called PIL, pillow library. So we can normally we can use that for manually you want to split it out the data and training the data. Here if you see here I'm just putting the training and testing data uh, like separately. If you have a set of data in one folder, you can also manually do the splitting or changing the size, whatever. Any doubts here?
And what is the mask MASK
I,
threshold
will,
that
I will
fixed?
tell you that what it does means is in that corona images in that are given in there some text written in there, or else some marks is there, so we need to remove that, so or we can that just blur it. That is a process of image pre-processing. I will show you that. So I will show you the real image. In that some text are written here or some marks here. So if you have this if you use this for building our model, what it will understand, if that marks any marks or written any text in that x-ray, that will understand that is a corona image. We not we don't want
Okay.
like that, no. So that's
Since
why
it is since it is different from normal
uh,
image, it will automatically classify as a
what
disease one.
what means I understand, don't
No,
understand that.
no. If we are not removing all those things,
uh,
since it is different from normal image, so
yes,
automatically it
yes,
will
automatically
classify
it will classify that.
classify them.
So what will happen, so if you have image like this but it's not a corona image, but you have written text here, so it will predict as a the person has corona. So we don't want like that. So that's why we are just masking it up, so just blurring it. I just saw that I just want to remove that, but it's not removing the whole text, but it is just blurring that text.
Thank you, Irfan. That's my side.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Irfan?
Yes, I'm here.
Ah, okay.
Hey, Irfan. Hello.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hey, if you have time, can you explain about the dropout? Why we need to wait for some time?
I will explain that. So, why we need to drop out is because when you have overfitting means you have buying your shirt. So you are just giving a tailor for stitching over, and you can just wear that your shirt. But if you are giving your shirt to another person, so he cannot wear the shirt. Okay, so that's the overfitting. So we are just making the model for our the training data only. So if you have some testing data, if you give the some testing data, so what it will do, it will the prediction will not good here. So that's why I'm just reducing the uh, what mean the overfitting. So that's why we are using the dropout here.
What will happen in the during the dropout time? This 0.5 you have fixed the value, right?
Yes, yes.
Is it constant or we can change
No,
with
no,
the
we can change it. We can change it to 2.5, or you can your
no, actually what it means? If 0.5 means what will happen?
dropout.
For example, I can understand that 128 to 128. So I'll understand that we are reducing the image size.
Yes, yes.
The same way, if 0.5 means whether it is image size reducing or something related to network side. I mean that I mean our model side.
Uh, I don't think that I didn't even know more better. I
Okay.
don't know. So
Okay.
you can ask the ma'am. I think
Okay. No problem.
more. I don't know more about that. Just know overfitting on that.
Friends, you can ask now. I guess Indumati ma'am has joined the call now.
Oh,
Indumati ma'am has joined the call. So you can ask now. Indumati ma'am, are you connected?
Yes, yes, Khalil. Yeah,
Yes.
hello, ma'am.
yeah. Good morning, Franz. Yes. What is it about? Yeah,
Ma'am, just I had a doubt about this dropout.
yeah.
They have mentioned dropout is 0.5.
Okay.
Can you explain it, ma'am? What is mean by dropout exactly?
See, dropout is one of the regularization. So, what is regularization? Is see whatever whether it is a machine learning or the deep learning. What are we doing? We are building the model from the data, from the training data, right? So, what will happen is if you are training, sometimes it will the model will become overfit. What do you mean by overfit? Is that is it will be stitched according to the data what is being provided. But whatever the data we are having is not the entire population data. It is just a sample selected data. You don't want that to be overfit to that data. So to avoid that overfitting, we give a dropout so that actually 0.5 is too high. Normally we'll give 20 to 25 percentage, which is 0.2 or 0.25. So that much percentage of data on a random wise, it will be taken out of the training data so that you don't overfit to that data. So any kind of data you give, your model should work fine. So for example, I used to give this example. when you are going for a ready-made shirt, assume that you are a medium-sized person. Okay, so you are going it for in the shop that you are going for the medium shirt. So what will happen for any medium people, that shirt will be fit. For example, if you are a medium size and a tailor is stitching, since you are a medium and I want that shirt to be fit to in the any medium sized people in the world, they don't stitch it exactly of your shape. It means what will happen, only you can fit, but other medium sized people, it may not be able to fit. So that is what is stitching exactly to the data is what is called overfitting. So we need to have some loosening chart in that. So I give other data means to test the model, it should work fine. So that is to avoid, this is the name, what they call it as the regularization. Okay, dropout is one kind of regularization, which to avoid the overfitting, to stitch your model exactly to the data. Not to avoid that, we give a dropout of 25% to avoid the overfitting, where the data will be randomly 25% will be taken out, so that your model is appropriate.
Oh, okay. Ma'am, if I'm going to take randomly for 20, for example, in this case, 50% for training.
Yeah.
What about when I'm going to test the data?
Okay.
Will it be predict correctly? Because I'm going to avoid this randomly 50%.
No, that's but Irfan, like normally will not give 50%. 0.2 or 0.25 would be right. See here, randomly it is taking 25% out of the data. It is not a problem. And the next layer, it will be taking that not the same the same 25%. It will be randomly taking different percentage of data. Okay.
Okay.
There are different other kinds of regularization also, but normally in the ANN we use a dropout.
Okay. So whenever we are doing the more, more epochs, you call it as more epochs, right? That complete circle.
Yes.
So whenever we are doing different times, so automatically all the data will cover during the training time.
Yes.
Oh.
So normally what will happen is, sometimes you can just start the model without the overfitting, say without this dropout. You will get in the training, you will get what to say, very high percentage. When you are training the model, I might get the accuracy as 95 or 98%. And when you are evaluating it using the testing data, you might get the percentage to be like 60 or 70. If you are getting like that itself, it means I'm getting more accuracy when I train the data. So nearly 98 or 95, something just for the discussion's sake. So that means the model is trained pakka to the data. And then when I am giving a testing data and I am getting a percentage of just 70, so that means what? The model is overfit. It has been stitched. It has been fit to the data. So under such circumstances, then you will go back to the model and add some regularizations like dropout. Then train the model. So then if you come to after you do the testing, then you will be able to get the appropriate accuracy. See, that is why when you are training the model, this is exceptional for certain other cases. They won't look for a very great, depending on suppose if it is a medical field, it is a healthcare field, it is totally different. I am keeping the healthcare field alone, separate. They won't train any retail or you're doing recommended systems or retail, insurance, banking, blah, 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 so many other things. They won't train the model to the very great efficiency of 98 or 99%. So if you train the model, like where it comes from 85 to 90 or 85 to 95, or even if it is in that range itself, they will kind of stop the model of retraining it, because they don't make it to the efficiency more greater than 95% or something like that. They won't try it in the industry. It's because if you do that, then it will become overfitting to that particular data. So when I test the data, when I give the new data, then your model may not work properly. Okay. So that's why, like sometimes if it is a medical field, it's different, because we have to train it very efficiently, or else we might have false positives or more false negatives. In some other fields we are working, they won't train the model more to the efficiency in order to avoid the overfitting too. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Um, any other doubt? Irfan, we are done this session, sir.
Yes, uncle. We are done.
Okay. Any other doubts you have? Please ask right away. We are here to help you on whatever doubts you have in ML and DL. Any doubts on any other topics which is being discussed on ML, DL, in all other things? Nothing. Okay. I guess there is no doubts. No doubts. And I guess now we shall end the session. And so let me just give a small intro on us. Like we are bigdatahandson.com. So here you can see the meetups, and here meetup uploads. So you can click on this and you can click on meetup videos to see the videos, older videos here. And you can see like one by one. No, part 1 is here, part 2 is this, part 3, part 4, part 5 video, and today we'll be uploading part 6 video. So yesterday there were some Spark sessions going on, so that I have uploaded. So all these things you can see it here. And if there is any doubts or any other or any other doubts you have, you can just WhatsApp us 978-988-424, 95618-2384, these numbers. Or else you can also mail it as support@bigdatatechnologies.com or .in, or else you can also put your mails for support@bigdatahandson.com, which is at the top. In the top position you will have that mail ID, so you can make it over. And other session, next session would be like big data, like same thing like machine learning, deep learning. That would be in our Tamil language. Like most of the South Indian people, like Tamil Nadu people, or you can refer your friends who know Tamil better, so they can join the session. The same sessions would be discussed in Tamil as well in our upcoming videos. Like we will be providing all those session informations in our group. So you can first if you want to join in our group, like you can first ping, you can just ping the details on our number, that is the thing which has been discussed. So if you want to join in the group, then I'll be adding you in the group. Then myself, I am Khalil Ahmad and Irfan and Dinesh Kumar, who have joined for machine learning. No, he himself and Indumati ma'am. So these we are all a team. We would be continuing these free sessions for machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, big data, Python, and other courses as well. So thank you all for the session. Thank you all for all 6 days who have participated. And if you want to have certificates, then you can ping me. You can pay rupees 200, and I'll be sending these. I'll be issuing these certificates as well for people who have attended the complete sessions. Like I have the list here. So if you want to have certificates, then you can do that. Thank you all for your help. I'll myself, Khalil Ahmad, Irfan, Indumati ma'am, we all would kindly stay home as well, because right now there is a pandemic disease which is going on. So please be in home, avoid going outside, and you can just get connected, and knowledge sharing doesn't stop. Even though if there is any thing happens, no knowledge sharing will just continue, and we will also continue our great work. Thank you all.